Dirt 2. This is the greatest rally racing game ever made. Full stop. Nothing to this day, nothing, and I genuinely mean no game has ever topped the hype of Dirt 2. And yes, I am biased, and yes, I am thinking with nostalgia, but I gotta tell you, like, this game is legit. It is so freaking good. Why? The first time I played Dirt 2, I think I was in my teens. And I was really starting to get into cars because I wanted my own car. I wanted to be able to drive. And it was important to me to get my license and all that jazz that kind of comes with being a teenager. I kind of wanted a cool car, you know, one that drove fast. And I played a number of racing games like Mario Kart. And I think I played Forza and Gran Turismo and Wipeout. I liked racing. It was fun. You know, I just wanted a fast car. And I had never heard of rally racing, ever. I had no idea it even existed. And I remember seeing this game in store. It was probably at GameStop. And it likely called EB Games back in the day. And so I picked it up and I had an Xbox 360 and I put it in, and I was graced with one of the best soundtracks in video gaming history. And yes, I've said that before about Jet Set Radio Future, and I still to this day believe that Jet Set Radio Future is still the best soundtrack in video gaming history. But Dirt 2, I would say, is probably number 2 for me. Look, there's a lot of really good gaming soundtracks out there, but when I say that Dirt 2 is really, really good, this is no joke. Now, not every track on this playlist was perfect, but the large majority of them were absolute banger songs, and they just totally fit the vibe of this game. One of my favorite bands to this day was on this soundtrack. But it wasn't through Dirt 2 that I ended up finding this band. I had a friend, and he was a pretty interesting guy. Like, to say the least. There was something about him that made this guy so popular. I don't know what it was. Like, when I say, like, he literally, like, had women in droves, like, circling around him, wanting to, like, be his girlfriend. I don't know what it was. It was no joke. I remember going over to his place once, and he had a party. Like, 30 people showed up just for this guy. Like, people loved this guy. I remember I would hang out with him occasionally, one-on-one, and there was this time we're hanging out, and I just remember being into music because I was kind of like into cars and trying to find like new bands to listen to. I really liked music at the time. I was growing a library, and I was always curious what everyone was listening to. And he showed me this band. Excuse me. Does It Offend You? Yeah. This is the band. Does It Offend You? Yeah. And I loved the name of it. It just sounded so edgy and punk rock. I just thought, this sounds dope. This band, hardly anyone has ever heard of. Like, it's so obscure, and it's probably like nothing you've ever listened to before. And if you are one of like the real ones who knows this band while you're listening to this video, like, props, that's pretty cool. But if you don't know about Does It Offend You? Yeah. And you have any interest in obscure, abstract music that never really got found, this is one of those bands. And man, do they deserve so much more attention than they ever got. I love them so much. There's just this element about them that is just so cool. Like, it's just so, I don't know, they just hit it right. Like, they just hit it. And Dirt 2 featured one of their songs. It's called Epic Last Song. It's a really fantastic song. And just the energy of this band, and then having that in the soundtrack for Dirt 2, God, it was great. And I remember I went over to a different friend's house one time, and we were both into video games, and we'd become pretty good friends over the years. since I'd known him. And I went over to his place, and we ended up popping Dirt 2 into the Xbox 360. We had I think we had Pepsi at the time too. I don't recommend drinking Pepsi. It's horrible for you. It'll probably rot your teeth and poison and kill you. So I'm probably never going to get sponsored by Pepsi, and I'm totally cool with that. I don't like Pepsi. Anyway, we were hanging out, eating junk food, and playing Dirt 2. And this is just a really good memory. And I remember we would play a time attack. And so I would race the car and go down the track and try to get the best time. And then I'd give the control over to him, and he would do the same thing and try to beat my time. And then we would just keep going back and forth, trying to beat each other's time that we would set on the track. And when we got tired of that track, we moved to the next one. There was something just so cool about this game. Playing it single player is just a phenomenal experience. And it just kind of like, I don't know what happened. Like Dirt 3 was okay. I played it. It was okay. I played Dirt Rally after, and I didn't really enjoy it that much. It wasn't like those games were bad. They weren't. Like there was a couple Dirt games that didn't hit the mark, but like there's just something so fantastic about Dirt 2. It just captures this energy, this feeling so well about rally racing. Excuse me. It's just, I can't describe to you just how cool this game makes you feel while you're racing down a track so fast, taking corners, trying not to crash your car, going as fast as possible down this super sketchy dirt road. And ironically enough, this game taught me a lot about driving. It taught me a lot about controlling your car and steering it, and it just had really good controls. Like it was just driving the car felt so good. I don't know what it was about it. It felt great. It was just a fantastic experience with the soundtrack, the energy. Dirt 2 just nailed it. I really hope that we see more games that there's an artistic element behind them, because I really think that is what made this game so great, was that it wasn't just a rally racing game. There was a specific energy about Dirt 2 that the creators wanted to make. They wanted to make you feel something. And this is one of those games that did that. It just nails it. And if you never played it and you are into racing games, especially if you're into rally racing games, this is a must play. It is one of my favorite games of all time. I have a pretty big list of favorite games of all time, but this one is on that list. It deserves to be there. And the soundtrack helped me discover so many new artists I ended up listening to and enjoying. Does It Offend You? Yeah, being one of my favorites. And if you haven't checked out the band yet, I would totally recommend checking them out. If you're interested in electronic rock, that's pretty much the genre they are in. They never made more music. They actually made like 2 albums. And it's, I don't know if the band is still together. It's been a dream of mine to be able to see them live in concert. I hope they get back together, and I hope I one day get to see them play live. They are just so cool. And I cannot get over that. They have like 60,000 followers on Spotify. Like, they are not well known. So I would suggest giving them a try. Check them out. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.